What's going on, Dragon Ball Super fans? Pause or set play here. And as much as I try to avoid spoilers on upcoming episodes, I do find myself scouring the web looking at other YouTube channels on upcoming information in episodes that are right around the corner. Sure enough, recently there was a very major information leak on episodes 95 through 98. So in this video, I am going to discuss some of those spoilers, some of those things that are going to happen. So be warned, if you don't want to have any spoilers, close this video right now and you will not be ruined. With that said, the most recent episodes we saw, Goku and his team, Universe 7, they find out that Majin Buu is sleeping and he's not going to wake up. So he's out of commission for the Tournament of Power. So naturally they went into scramble mode. This tournament is only a few hours away. They need a 10th member. Enter Frieza. We all know how powerful Golden Frieza is. And while he may not be the strongest member of the team, I think obviously you can make the case for Goku and Vegeta being more powerful. You might even be able to make the case for Gohan and perhaps even Android 17 being as powerful or on par with Golden Frieza. Bringing him on board, I think it offsets losing Majin Buu, and he's certainly no slouch. We also know what kind of personality he is, so bringing that type of guy into the team, you stand a good chance of really having a tough group 1 through 10. So Goku goes and he recruits Frieza, and all seems like we're going to be good to go. But with these spoilers coming out, it seems that Frieza is back to being Frieza. He never changed, and he is going to defect to a different universe. So Goku and his team, Gohan and his team are going to be in an even worse situation because not only had they lost another member, but another universe has gained a very, very powerful foe who has no love lost for anybody in Universe 7, and you find yourself trying to get a 10th member again. I'll get into that in a bit. But Frieze Defecting, to be honest, I'm not surprised. I don't think anybody's surprised if that is going to be what happens. But by the same token, I was looking forward to seeing him cooperating reluctantly with Goku and the rest of the people for Universe 7. So it's sort of bittersweet. I think we may get some cool moments, perhaps even with Frieza and Vegeta. He did warn him, hey, never come back again. So we might have some interesting dialogue there, and it's going to be interesting too. I think seeing how Goku reacts, and again who they bring in for their 10th guy. So that was probably the biggest, or at least that seemed like that was the biggest development in these new information that came out for episodes 95 through 98. But there was one particular piece that I think has been overlooked. And another tidbit, another information piece that came out centered around the Grand Priest, who you see here. And with this Tournament of Power being right around the corner, I believe it was episode 97. In the description for episode 97, the Grand Priest mentions that anybody who participates, as soon as they're eliminated, they're erased on the spot. Now, I think that is a very, very critical component of this Tournament of Power because, I think going into it, we all thought, hey, once they get knocked out, they kind of go off to the side and they cheer their team on, from wherever. But now with the Grand Priest and the stipulation being that as you're eliminated, you're erased, I think that has some really critical elements to it that can greatly affect the dynamic of this Tournament of Power. Throughout Dragon Ball, we've seen that when XYZ beloved character gets taken out in a brutal fashion, that the heroes of the storylines go through a very dramatic, moment, oftentimes resulting in a crazy increase in power. So we go back to, I think the most notable is going back to when Frieza kills Krillin and Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time. That was a direct result of his buddy getting taken out. You can look at in the Cell arc when Android 16 gets his head stomped in. Gohan snaps, goes Super Saiyan 2 for the first time. So when beloved characters get taken out, then their buddies, their friends, their family oftentimes go berserk, and it results in either a new transformation, a dramatic increase in power, or something else that would more or less change the tide of the battle. So with this situation where your team members are being erased right in front of you, completely out of existence, I think you're opening yourself up to that type of situation to happen again in this tournament of power. So you look at the dynamic relationships that we see with the Universe 7 members. Obviously you have Krillin and Android 17, that family dynamic. You have Goku and Gohan, that family dynamic. You even have Gohan and Piccolo as well. So you can imagine a lot of scenarios here where, say, Piccolo gets eliminated, and that's the prompt for Gohan to achieve his heightened mystic form. Or you imagine Krillin or Gohan getting eliminated, and Goku thus achieving his long-rumored Kaioken Mastered, or whatever you want to call it, his new form. So I think what we're going to see here is there's going to be multiple situations like that where you have members of the Universe 7 team tapping into a power that they otherwise wouldn't have if you didn't have that stipulation of your team getting erased right in front of your very eyes. So in my opinion, that was the biggest piece of information that I saw in the upcoming episodes that I think can have a profound effect on how the Tournament of Power unfolds. The other thing I mentioned too is with Frieza leaving, who's going to be the 10th member of the team? And in some ways, I think it'd be too cheap to have, Majin Buu suddenly wakes up and he's back in. I don't think that's going to be the way they go. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Yamcha be the 10th guy. I mean, there's been a lot of running jokes here with him waiting to get that phone call to, he knows about this tournament, but his buddies don't know that he knows about it. I think that's going to be the way they go. And he may even have a crowning achievement moment in this, as hard as that is to believe. But I think that's going to be the 10th person that they bring on board. Let me know what you think. Is it going to be somebody else? Is it going to be somebody that we haven't thought of? Perhaps the return of somebody else, like Cell. That would be kind of crazy if you brought him back. But who do you think is going to be that 10th person with Frieza leaving? I'm thinking it's going to be Yamcha as a running joke, just to kind of continue that. Maybe he has a redeeming moment in the Tournament of Power itself, but I think that would kind of be a funny way to go. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have looked into these spoilers, what do you think about Frieza leaving? What do you think is going to happen right in the Tournament of Power when it comes to him? When it comes to the fact that your team gets erased right on the spot, let me know what you think there. Do you think that's opening the door for some very cool moments, some dramatic transformations like I'm thinking? And last but not least, that 10th member. Is it Yamcha? Is it somebody else? Who do you want it to be? Let me know in the comments. Look forward to seeing what people think. And hey, we'll enjoy these episodes when they come out. Talk to you soon.